Now at 5 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a new investigation has been launched into the shooting death of a 3-year-old boy. Plus, 1 year after the murder of an Edna cheerleader, a memorial scholarship is honoring her memory. Plus, the Texas Senate will be seeing a bill this legislative session that could ban all THC products in the state.
We've got a lot of weather headed in our direction, folks. I think your weekend is not going to be very nice. In fact, I expect some heavy rain. We've got a big upper air storm developing out in the southwest. It's going to roll over the area. So we already have the alert days up. We'll be talking about that coming up in just a few minutes.
Plus, 2 kindergarten students are in the hospital after a shooting at their California school. A closer look at the gunman's possible motive. You're watching 25 News Now at 5. Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Shawna Currie. A 3-year-old who died from a gunshot wound is the subject of a multi-agency investigation. 25 News Now weekend anchor Amaya Norman joins us with an update on this story. Amaya.
Yes, thank you, Shawna. Family members confirmed the 3-year-old who died in the shooting was Marco Javier Gazia Jr., who goes by MJ. Victoria police are investigating but are not releasing any details about the incident. We have learned that the Child Protective Service is also investigating, and an autopsy has been ordered as part of the investigation into MJ's death. The shooting happened in the 13,000 block of North Navarro on Monday. Even though we'd used pictures of the 3-year-old yesterday with permissions of the parents' permissions, the boy's family have since requested for his photo to not be used. The Victoria Police Department says they will provide updates to us as they are able to release more information. Shawna, back to you.
All right, thank you, Amaya. A memorial scholarship has been set up to honor an Edna cheerleader killed in her family's apartment 1 year ago today. Lisbeth Medina was a 16-year-old Edna cheerleader. Her accused killer, Rafael Romero, is awaiting trial. His trial was scheduled for earlier this week, but has now been pushed back to at least February. The Edna class of 1983 set up a memorial scholarship at the Edna Banking Center in Lisbeth's honor for students who want to follow in her cheerleading footsteps. A broken water line that caused some changes to school drop-off this morning is now fixed. Victoria police were on the scene early this morning on North and Brownson Streets. North Street was blocked off in both directions in front of Patty Welder Middle School. As of 2 o'clock this afternoon, city officials say the line had been repaired and crews were doing cleanup work. They also say water main breaks get worse during droughts and rapid temperature swings like what we've been seeing here in Victoria and across the region. So let's check in on weather with First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Perez. And Mac, we are getting some rain, but is this enough to soften up the soil and maybe help the city out with some of these breaks that they're having in the water lines?
Well, I'll tell you, so far it's been fairly light. We've had about a ½ inch of rain, but now I'm getting a little concerned because this weekend we're going to have some heavy rain. In fact, this large area of low pressure out in the southwest is going to spin across our area and give us a very solid rain chance both Saturday and Sunday. And now the computer models are talking about possibly 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of rain. So we'll take a look at it coming up in just a few minutes. We'll toss it back to you. Shawna?
All right, thank you, Mac. Texas lawmakers weigh social media bans for minors as schools and police face challenges. To read this full Texas Tribune article, visit our website, crossroadstoday.com. The Texas Senate plans to push for a ban on THC products next year. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says some retailers are taking advantage of a 2019 law in order to sell unregulated and potentially harmful THC products. The proposed THC ban will be filed as Senate Bill 3, making it one of his top priorities for the upcoming legislative session. Texas has not legalized marijuana for general use. While both hemp and marijuana come from the cannabis plant, marijuana contains high levels of THC, while hemp, which is the source of CBD, has very low levels. This brings us to today's viewer poll. Should Texas focus on marijuana legalization instead of a ban? Yes or no? We want to hear from you. Visit crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part. And right now, a little bit more evenly divided, but weighing heavier on yes, that they should focus more on legalization as opposed to a ban. But if you haven't voted, we do want to hear from you, and we'll have the latest results coming up on 25 News Now at 6. A powerful earthquake with a magnitude of 7.0 strikes off the coast of Northern California, triggering a tsunami warning. According to the U.S. Geological Survey, the epicenter was about 50 miles southwest of Eureka over the Pacific Ocean. The tsunami warning included parts of California and Oregon's coastal areas, but it has since been canceled. The National Tsunami Warning Center says no destructive tsunami has been recorded. At least a dozen aftershocks have hit, including a 4.2 magnitude one near Petrolia, California. More than 10,000 people in Humboldt County, which is the closest area to the epicenter, are still without power. A disturbing story out of Virginia. 3 children kidnapped while waiting for a school bus. This happened at an apartment complex in Fishersville. Police say a black car pulled up to the bus stop when the children were taken. They are siblings, a 10-year-old boy as well as 8-year-old and 6-year-old girls. Police believe the children may be with their biological mother. An Amber Alert has been issued. 2 kindergartners are in the hospital in extremely critical condition after a gunman opened fire at a school in Northern California. The shooter then turned the gun on himself, according to authorities. Now officials believe the shooting has something to do with the school's religious affiliation. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has the story.
Two kindergarten boys ages 5 and 6 are fighting for their lives in the hospital in critical but stable condition. Police say they were shot by a man who opened fire inside their small Christian school near Oroville, north of Sacramento, Wednesday afternoon.
Shots fired.
Officials say a man was dropped off by a rideshare at the Feather River School of the Seventh-day Adventist and met with the principal about the possibility of enrolling a family member. The sheriff saying the meeting was cordial and did not raise any alarms.
After that meeting is when the shooting occurred, and then subsequently it appears as though he took his own life.
Police allege he may have targeted the school because of its religious affiliation. At this time, they are not releasing the suspect's identity.
Tears. It was pandemonium. It's collective trauma.
The school was temporarily put on lockdown before students were taken to a nearby church to reunite with their families.
The FBI is helping to process the scene, with officials calling this a complex investigation. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Food banks report an increase in food insecurity across rural communities. Officials at the Food Bank of the Golden Crescent tell us there has been a 12 to 14% increase in the number of people asking for food assistance, as well as more people registering for mobile distributions. The Food Bank of the Golden Crescent, which serves 11 counties, received a $500,000 grant from Feeding Texas, part of a personal donation of $20 million from the CEO of HEB. And HEB is set to host the 24th annual Feast of Sharing holiday dinner in Victoria. On December 18th, a free delicious meal will be served from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Victoria Community Center, located at 2905 North Street. The event will also feature live music, arts and crafts, children's activities, and entertainment for all ages. This holiday season, HEB celebrates by giving thanks to its customers and bringing family, friends, and neighbors together. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. All you have to do is hit the like button and click the notification bell. Stay with us straight ahead on 25 News Now at 5. Why Republicans are expected to block a move to release the ethics report on former Congressman Matt Gaetz. Plus, one health insurance company is planning to limit some coverage limits, raising concerns for those needing surgery. Welcome back. The House is expected to vote this evening on a Democrat-led push to release an ethics committee report on allegations against former Florida Republican Congressman Matt Gaetz. Gaetz denies any wrongdoing. House Republican leaders believe that they will block the report's release during the vote. GOP leaders are expected to dismiss the push by sending the matter back to the ethics committee. Speaker Mike Johnson has said the report should not be released since Gaetz is no longer a House member, meaning the Ethics Committee no longer has jurisdiction. Gaetz resigned the same day President-elect Trump nominated him for Attorney General, but he later withdrew his nomination. Detectives checking out hostels in New York City a day after a man gunned down the CEO of United Healthcare in a busy part of Manhattan. Police trying to track down the killer, releasing new images of the suspect for the public to see. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest from New York.
Authorities asking for the public's help, releasing unmasked images of the man wanted for questioning in the shooting and killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. The surveillance photos taken at the High New York City hostel, where police sources say they believe the alleged gunman shared a room with two other men. The NYPD has obtained a warrant to search the hostel, wanted posters posted outside. Sources tell ABC News detectives are also canvassing other hostels and locations, showing the suspect's picture as they work to identify him. A surveillance camera capturing the brazen Wednesday morning shooting. Police say Thompson may have been targeted. Detectives discovered writing on the shell casings found at the scene with the words deny, defend, and depose. Delay, Deny, Defend is the title of a 2010 book about how insurance companies handle claims. The use of those words have led police to believe that the suspect may have a grudge with either United Healthcare, Thompson, or the insurance industry.
Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target.
Police sources say detectives believe the gun is a B&T Station 6, which is not easily attainable, so investigators are tracing sales of this kind of gun. The actual weapon used in the crime has not been recovered. Law enforcement sources told ABC News police are also examining surveillance videos which showed the suspect after he fled the scene. 50-year-old Thompson was in New York for an investor conference and was walking on the street without security when he was shot. He leaves behind a wife and two children.
The parent company of the hostel, Hosteling International USA, released a statement saying, "We are fully cooperating with the NYPD. There is a $10,000 reward being offered for information in this case." Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
An insurance company's controversial plan to limit coverage for anesthesia during surgery is raising concerns. Starting in February, Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield will deny claims for anesthesia surgeries that exceed specific time limits. Anthem says the change is part of an effort to make health care more affordable by reducing overbilling. The company determined how long a surgery should last based on industry standards and formulas set by the American Society of Anesthesiologists. But the American Society of Anesthesiologists has called Anthem's plan egregious and uninformed. The organization wants the policy reversed immediately. The care provided by hospice can help bring comfort and peace to patients nearing the end of life. With more, here's ABC's Jacqueline Lee.
Hospice provides specialized medical support for people with a life expectancy of 6 months or less, focusing on comfort and quality of life. Patients get help managing symptoms like pain, shortness of breath, and anxiety. Care can be provided at home, in nursing homes or hospitals, and includes services such as nurse and doctor visits, spiritual support, and access to medical equipment like wheelchairs or oxygen. If you're considering hospice for yourself or a loved one, reach out to a doctor to discuss the option. They can determine if you're eligible and guide you towards resources like 24/7 helplines and caregivers. Something really important to know, hospice care often includes grief counseling for up to a year after a loved one's passing. With this Medical Minute, I'm Jacqueline Lee.
Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Victoria Advocate. A Victoria County Commissioner is retiring after 20 years on the court. And on National Cookie Day, the Victoria Public Library handed out the sweet treats to community members. You can read these stories and more at victoriaadvocate.com or pick up a copy at a store near you.
I missed National Cookie Day. I could have joined them. Anyway, folks, it's 61 degrees, overcast, cool. The wind out of the north picked up, so it's a little cooler today than yesterday. Tomorrow will be even cooler, but the big concern I have is the amount of rain we're going to get over the weekend. Our high today was only 64. That's below our normal average. We haven't done that in a while. And we haven't had any official rainfall, but I'm sure I got a few spots on my windshield. We'll talk about how much rain we'll get this weekend coming up in just a minute. Some of our area football teams are in the football playoffs, so this forecast is for tomorrow night if you happen to be going to Houston to Cy-Fair for the big game. Tidehaven Tigers versus the Lexington Eagles. This will be in Houston at Cy-Fair Stadium. The start of the game is at 51. The end of the game is at 49. I'm calling it cloudy, chilly, and damp. Not a huge wind, but damp is the interesting part because we're going to start seeing more and more rain, certainly by Friday night. Now, as you can see, we were under this big, thick cloud deck today, so no significant precipitation reported around the area. It's all out with the frontal system out in the Gulf waters. But as I look at the map, I see a big area of low pressure developing here in the upper air. Now, we have storms that, like the hurricane. The hurricane is at the surface. You can see the wind go round and round if you're at the surface. Higher in the atmosphere, we also have circulations that go round and round, and that's what this is. That's why we call it an upper air storm. So you don't see it really at the surface, but aloft, you've got this circulation, and this is a cold one. Now, this is going to be rolling on top of us over the weekend. Now tonight you're looking at temperatures in the 40s for us, but much of North Texas, you can see right here, Dallas, Abilene, all the way to Lubbock, they'll be below freezing tonight. Now tomorrow is a colder day for us. We're only going to be about 59, 60 degrees at the most. So yeah, a little colder. Now it's Friday, so the rain will be fairly light. It's Saturday and Sunday that I'm worried about because now the computer models tell us we've got a lot of rain to deal with. Now this is going forward. So we start on Thursday, we go to Friday, and you can see how the big streaks come in like that. Boom. So by the time we get to Sunday, this map is telling me that we're going to have 1 to 2 inches of rain here and maybe 3 to 4 down along the immediate coastline. For those of you in Matagorda, Seadrift, Port Lavaca. So if we do get that, it's going to be a very serious driving issue on Sunday night. So we want you to be ready for that. Notice that we've got Friday, still a lot of cloud cover. It's Friday night when you start seeing the shower bands coming in from the southwest and on up into our area. There you see Saturday, shower activity. There you see Sunday, more shower activity and a couple of storms down along the immediate coastline. So this is going to be with us on Sunday, and it really doesn't clear till Monday. So a lot of people travel over the weekend, and that's you're just going to have to deal with it. Here's our Friday map. You see the rain coming in from the southwest. Basically, as this area spins like this is the uplifting area. And anytime you take a warm, humid air and take it up to colder atmosphere, you condense that out and you get rain and possibly even, just rain. not to snow just yet. So that's the map there. You see how Sunday finally that starts pulling away, but it only gets us ready for a much colder, strong cold front coming in early next week. So it's going to be a very busy couple of weeks as we get on into the holiday week. Now here's your 7-day. I'm calling in an alert day because of widespread rain on Saturday and heavy rain on Sunday. Then Monday clears out, and then early next week we start getting down into the 30s as low temperatures. So yeah, it's December. That's your 7-day forecast. Reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that. Put Crossroads a day on your phone. Here's Shawna.
All right, thank you, Mac. Still to come, are you on track to join the growing number of 401k millionaire club members? We'll have a look at market gains and savings trends next. Taking a look at your stocks, the Dow is down 248 points. The S&P 500 is down 11 points. The Nasdaq is down 35 points, and oil is down 15 cents to $68.39 per barrel. Facebook parent company Meta announces plans to invest $10 billion to build a massive AI data center in Northeast Louisiana. The 4 million square foot facility will be built in Richland Parish. Officials say it will bring more than 1,500 jobs, including up to 5,000 construction workers to build it. The hyperscaler data center will be designed to process huge amounts of data required to support digital infrastructure, including artificial intelligence workloads. The amount of electricity used by the Meta data center in Louisiana will be matched by renewable energy. Meta expects construction of the data center to go through 2030, with site work beginning this month. Anchor is recalling nearly 70,000 lithium-ion Bluetooth speakers that were sold on Amazon in 2023 due to a fire risk. The recall affects certain Anchor sound core models with lithium-ion batteries that can overheat. So far, there have been 33 reports of overheating, including one minor burn injury. Consumers should follow local guidelines for disposing of the recalled batteries and avoid throwing them in the trash or recycling box. Anchor is offering free replacement speakers. A federal judge rejects Boeing's plea deal with the U.S. government over claims it misled the FAA before 2 fatal 737 MAX crashes. The judge raised issues with the process for selecting an independent monitor to oversee Boeing's safety improvements. Boeing had agreed to plead guilty to conspiracy, pay up to $487 million in fines, and settle for less than the $24.8 billion victims' families are demanding. Boeing has not commented yet. Wells Fargo is selling its San Francisco headquarters. The Wall Street Journal reports Wells Fargo is listing its financial district office and moving to a modern tower on Market Street, where it recently renewed its lease. The bank says it's reassessing its real estate portfolio while maintaining ties to San Francisco, where it has done business since the 1850s. However, most senior leadership is now based in New York or Charlotte, and only 10% of its workforce remains in California. More people are becoming 401k millionaires. Have you checked your retirement account lately? Fidelity Investments reports a 9.5% increase in accounts worth over $1 million this quarter. This is due to market gains and strong savings, including employee and employer contributions. However, many are far below that threshold. Average account balances hit a record $132,000, but the median balance remains just over $30,000. Coming up next, one man's holiday spirit is shining bright with a quirky addition to his yard.
Coming up tonight, the chilling images just in, that CEO murdered in New York City. New video just out tonight, the suspect on a bike just outside Central Park, and the chilling words left on the shell casings. Also, this 7.0 earthquake off California, the incredible images coming in next.
You are looking at a yard that could never happen in a strict HOA community. The centerpiece of this suburban Jacksonville, Florida display is instantly recognizable. It is a giant replica of the leg lamp from A Christmas Story.
Yeah.
And when we say giant, this thing is 20 feet tall.
Wow.
The homeowner even included a replica of Ralphie hugging the lamp, wearing his pink bunny suit. A Christmas Story is a 41-year-old movie that is still loved by many and is shown on television frequently during the holiday season. Here's an interesting fact about the film that might give the lamp a little context. 2 years before directing the family classic, Bob Clark directed the deliberately not family-friendly film Porky's.
Yeah, that was not.
Yeah.
Did
so-
he make that lamp?
I'm
it
not.
looks- where would you buy a thing
Yeah,
like that?
I don't
at
know
a
what
garage sale?
Not sure what it's made out of, but 20 feet tall definitely stands out.
So Florida, decorating for Christmas in a t-shirt in sunshine.
Yes.
But
no sunshine for us this weekend, though.
Not this weekend at all, folks. I put up the alerts for Saturday, Sunday. Tomorrow will be cloudy, cooler, only 59. But the rain begins Friday night, and Saturday, Sunday looks like we're going to have pretty much steady rain all day long. In fact, on Sunday, the computer model is telling me we could have another 1.5 inches just on that day alone. So just be ready for sloppy driving over the weekend, and then colder weather coming in on Tuesday of next week. So, wow, it feels like December all of a sudden.
Yeah, the grass will finally get a little drink of water.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks for being with us. Our next newscast is in 30 minutes. We'll see you back here at 6.